Have you ever felt it, that specific, sharp pain that only comes when someone you absolutely trusted lets you down? It's a feeling that can honestly change your entire world. So today, let's get right into it. We're going to explore that deep hurt of betrayal and, more importantly, how you can actually turn that pain into your greatest strength. And this quote it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? I mean, a stranger hurting you? Yeah, you can shrug that off. But when it's someone you've let into your heart, that's a whole different story. That pain doesn't just sting. It feels like it moves in and takes up residence, right in your core. So why is that? Let's really break down why this specific kind of pain cuts so much deeper than pretty much anything else. That's the real kicker, isn't it? It's all about the shock. This was the one person you thought you never had to worry about, the one who was supposed to have your back no matter what. So the betrayal isn't just about what they did. It's about them shattering that foundation of safety you built with them. And that leads us to, well, the whole idea of trust itself. Before the pain, there's always an investment. Let's look at what that actually looks like. We all do this, right? It's one of the most human things there is. You find somebody, you connect, and you just decide, you know what? You're worth it. You make a choice to give them the best parts of you without holding back. So what is that everything we give? Well, it usually boils down to these three big things. You give your time, which you can never get back. You give your love, which is a piece of your heart. And you give your trust, which is basically handing them your vulnerability. I mean, these are the most precious things we've got. And this is where the story takes a turn. And it's just brutal. On one hand, you have our expectation, which is pretty simple, right? We hope the love and trust we give will be returned. But then, there's the reality. The very person you poured everything into becomes the one who hurts you the most. The irony is absolutely crushing. And that's the voice that starts talking in your head afterward. It's this moment of just painful clarity where you start blaming yourself. You question your own judgment, thinking, how could I have been so wrong? I picked the wrong person. I put my faith in the wrong place. You know, an experience like this, it leaves a scar. The world just doesn't feel as safe as it did before. That natural instinct to be open and to believe the best in people, it gets buried under a wall of caution and suspicion. It totally rewires how you look at every relationship after that. Okay, but this is not where the story ends. Not at all. In fact, this is the most important part, the turning point. This is where we talk about how to take that deep, heavy wound and actually turn it into an incredible source of strength. I really want you to think about that for a second. What if this whole thing wasn't just about getting hurt? What if it was a forge? What if the intense fire of all that pain was actually molding you into someone stronger, someone you couldn't have become otherwise? So let's try to reframe it. We're not gonna call it a betrayal's wound anymore. Let's call it a betrayal's lesson. You see the shift? Yeah. It's a brutal curriculum, there's no doubt about it. But the things it teaches you about life, about trust, and about your own self-worth, that's priceless information. So what's on the syllabus in this tough school of life? Well, here are the big ones. Number 1, you learn that you can't just trust someone blindly. Trust has to be earned. Number 2, and this is so important, you have to know your own value before anyone else can. And finally, the most powerful lesson of all, you have to learn to love yourself first and foremost. So, after all that, after you've gone through the pain and really absorbed these lessons, who are you on the other side? This is all about the person who walks out of that fire. This is such a powerful idea to come to terms with. Not everyone who comes into your life is supposed to stay. Think of some of them as temporary teachers. They show up, they teach you a critical lesson you needed to learn, and then their part in your story is over. It's not a failure, it's just part of the curriculum. And that's the real message here. When you feel that old hurt start to bubble up, when a memory stings, remember the lesson. This is not your cue to fall apart. Instead, you take all that emotional energy, the anger, the sadness, all of it, and you give it a new job. You turn it into fuel. Fuel for your growth, fuel for your goals, fuel for your own happiness. It literally becomes your superpower. And this is the light at the end of the tunnel. It might not feel true right now, but one day you're going to look back and you might not even recognize the person who felt so broken. You'll see someone who is tough, who is wise, and who is more powerful because of what they went through, not in spite of it. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that you have this new way of looking at things, that your deepest pain can actually be the fuel for your greatest strength, the question isn't, why did this happen to me anymore? The real question is, who will I choose to become because of it? And the answer to that? Well, that's completely up to you.